5421 Champagne Drive.
To the county, really?
5421 on King. Come on.
I swear to God, I tell you about everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
You can see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
The press said, this case has changed due to the new body cam footage of Lil Ted pleading to snitch against Durk and F members, in case you missed it. The topic of what Lil Ted said to the federal government was raised by the lengthy papers that Durk's attorneys presented regarding their bond proposal. The major hitter for Durk, FD, is also known as Lil Ted, his brother. At a nearby convenience shop, Lil Ted was arrested by cops for carrying a gun in his trousers pocket.
5421 Champagne Drive.
To the county, really?
5421 on King and your cousin. Shit, okay. Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
After being dropped off at the police station, Ted told the authorities, I swear, I'll tell you all about the murders, hoping not to be placed in jail, but it was already too late for him, while crying uncontrollably.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you about everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Lil Ted bursts into tears as he is placed in the waiting cell, wanting nothing more than to break the law and escape from prison.
Oh, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
You can see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
In the instance of D, his older brother, there were accusations that someone was snitching. Ted's and D's last names were listed in the court filings, and so, although most people believed it was D, the true culprit was Ted's snitching. Bezu went live on Instagram to snitch.
No more know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all that threw the jam rumors out there. Now y'all talking about funny a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the.
However, when academics Vonnie snitched, it got considerably stranger.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out that his co-defendant OT and Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than this.
Were you aware, though, that this aids Durk in his attempts to secure a release on bond? A widely shared tweet reads, "I've never seen a sneakier bond proposal than the one that Durk's lawyers recently presented. He'll be out before Grand Theft Auto 6," was shared by the well-known Mo.
Lil Durk case, his lawyer Drew Finling not giving up on the application for a bond. Now, they were denied last week by a magistrate judge. In federal court, you have a magistrate judge and a district judge. The district judge is on top of the magistrate judge. So if the magistrate judge denies you, you can ask the district judge to take a look at it. That's what his lawyers are doing here. I think this is a good decision because, quite frankly, in front of the magistrate judge who denied Lil Durk, Drew Finling could have pulled a rabbit out of a hat, and that magistrate judge would have remanded the rabbit. You have to consider the fact, and I hope the district judge will, that this case, as pled several months ago, has been significantly watered down in terms of how it's being pled against Durk, where you used to have an allegation that we, the government, are going to prove to you exactly who he paid the bounty to. Now the government's saying, oh, we're not going to be able to do that.
Durk was denied right away by the fill-in judge because his case constituted murder for pay, Mo said. When a judge granted a court hearing to consider Durk's third bail request on June 2nd, it was made public today that he will have another chance at freedom, currently up to $2.7 million. The circumstances of his most recent hearing, however, will allow for his release this time.
On Lil Durk, he had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good. The judge was on the same vibes she was on last time, which is that, wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered. They're saying the I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. Is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder, that he put these lyrics out talking about, oh yeah, I got you, you out here screaming no, no, crying in the street. Prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation. The allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty.
Durk's lawyer feels that the prosecutor's case is losing strength since they are unable to use Durk's lyrics, and he keeps calling. The accusations are farce because the feds only had lyric proof, which they can no longer use.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
As evidence, with the lyrics deleted. On Durk, the prosecution did something terrible. In his murder for hire case, Lil Durk was slammed with a second superseding indictment yesterday, which led to a new charge, according to the news. It was indicted by a California grand jury on May 1st. Given Quando's cousin's death in August 2022, the rapper is now facing a new stalking allegation that might result in death. They also face charges of conspiracy, using interstate facilities, to commit murder for hire, firing a machine gun, and possessing, which resulted in a passing sentence. But the prosecutors wiped out all mentions of Durk's murder and song lyrics. Drew would openly declare that they want to persevere in light of everything, but the new charges would make this a poor choice. For example, academics said they would not entertain a plea deal when asked.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. A life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They are holding on to something, though, as Drew explained that his music is an expression of his First Amendment rights.
The First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
It's encouraging for Durk because online lawyers are forecasting his release, much like Young Thug did.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
The lawyer also explained that the prosecutors likely don't understand rap culture.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
As Quando Rondo's response to Lil Pab's murder is almost identical to Durk's clip, look on the news and see your son use Scream and know. The government's effort to utilize the lyrics in the case is one of the most striking coincidences concerning Durk.
The search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
No! This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But given that one estimate cites more than 230 terabytes of digital material, including audio recordings and video surveillance, this calls into question the extent of the Fed's evidence. Jam also supplied the evidence, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being examined for discovery. An updated court filing states, the feds believe Durk paid to get these 2 people dealt with. Stefan Mack caught F and Lil Durk's brother Dang. Durk lost his baby mama when he discovered that Jam was surrounded by a wire. The feds claim that Jam is the key to locking Durk up for all 3 offenses combined. They learned during this Instagram live that Jam was wearing a wire because he gripped his jacket and muttered to
Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. I'm having a dare. School's outside.
6. But months before Jam was arrested, Durk said in an interview that he had seen his strange conduct.
These shit from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I can have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
Durk later said that he didn't even allow his friends to come over to his house.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be our best friend never been in my house. For real? I promise. Your best friend? I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the
have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the
You say everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
Keep in mind, though, that Durk gifted Jam $50,000 only, a few years earlier.
What's his name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so they want me to trick him, bro.
See that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof.
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did off?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your leg bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
When federal officials investigated the individuals in the background of the Instagram Live, they discovered that the same suspects who were arrested for Lil Pab's death were also shopping for diamonds with King Vaughn.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him, man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
Nevertheless, Durk's Instagram post titled "For de Thang" was made public as additional evidence linking him to Stefan Mack's passing. It was posted on Instagram just 30 minutes after Stefan's passing because it was shared with this story of Durk making fun of it.
What? Tweaking my folks. Hey, somebody always said, slap car. Somebody always said, slap car.
However, Durk has other spies working against him. You start to worry about the case as you realize what is going to happen. The press claimed that prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. A new snitch is being discussed in the courtroom, most likely Brick Baby's arrest. Several people were arrested, including Big U, Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, during last week's Rollin' 60s gang operation. Distributing it would come next. Brick Baby, who was arrested during the most recent gang operation, is predicted by sources and lawyers to turn on rapper Lil Durk. Given the timing of both arrests, attorneys think Brick Baby will be compelled to turn everything over to Durk. On a live stream 3 years ago, he said, "You can't say Durk never slid for Vaughn because they got Lil Peb." When the feds first targeted Lil Durk for M for hire due to Brick Baby, this was their answer.
Years ago, he did a live stream saying, "You can't say Durk never slid for Vaughn because they got Lil Peb."
But was this an attempted hit? Or
They can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why?
Like,
who died? You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
However, did you know, Brick? Moreover, Baby said something even worse. The Brick Baby says that if Lil Durk had requested, he would have given the whereabouts of Quando Rondo, and the feds cited Durk's proof that they were attacked.
Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coking if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd something.
Right.
In the end, the federal authorities will force him to turn on Lil Durk since they have him in custody and are pursuing serious charges against him, to blame Charleston White for Brick Baby's imprisonment.
I'm the one that put the feds on Brick Baby. I keep telling y'all niggas think I be playing. When Brick Baby went to Houston and was playing on the internet and put that $10,000 stack on his head, and indirectly said, hey, I got some money on Charleston Head. And he continued to act like he was pursuing me. I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement friend. So, not only that, we filed a report with the feds in LA, along with the LA County Police. I swear to God.
As someone who also doesn't like Lil Durk, Charleston White was to see him go to jail and regarded it as a victory for the community.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
Durk's wife, India Royale, was caught cheating just before he was scheduled to be released from prison. You were aware of that? It was stated that Durk's baby mama, India, was allegedly seen at a party with her hand on another man's leg. India would reply the next morning, as screenshots showed, after one of her friends released the video to the
family. Do we know you? Yeah, you a grown man. Do y'all remember when men used to like lay concrete, change tires, go to war? Now these niggas on the internet gossiping all day. Like, what's happening?
When this became popular on the internet, 6RX99 and DJ professors would share their perspectives.
Alright, so you want to bet 10,000 right now that hold on,
Durk
hold on.
told about some other
We talking about India?
She's a good girl. She's
you met her?
I haven't met her. But
So why you saying she a good girl? Like
because I hear the drama about everybody's relationship, and I know any rapper who could say something about me and they got a public girl, I could tell you who your girl off when she was mad at you. Like, I know all of that. I've never heard no dirt about her. Just to keep it a beat. Never heard nothing about her, period.
All right, but she gonna be faithful to the trial.
Yes.
Anything after that?
I mean, you never know how it goes. I mean, if somebody, how does it go if somebody's, again, I'm not wishing upon him, but if you get life, like, how did that go with your girl? She's supposed to be faithful or no?